Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video I went ahead and ranked all of the original Dragon Ball Z movies from worst to best. But keep in mind, this is my personal opinion only. And also keep in mind that I'm only ranking the original Dragon Ball Z movies. So no Dragon Ball movies and also no Resurrection F and Battle of Gods. So without further ado, let's get started. So coming in at number 13 we have the Bio Broly movie. I never really liked this movie all too much, because I thought a third Broly movie wasn't really necessary. And also, the Bio Broly looks freaking hideous. Also, the plot is not really that interesting. It's about a guy who wants his revenge on Hercule because he bullied him in school or something. And therefore he creates these bio fighters, and which Bio Broly is also one of them. And yeah, then Goten and Trunks show up and fight them, and that's basically it. But this movie does have some positives. For example, I really like that this movie focuses on Goten and Trunks. And also I like that Krillin even gets a fighting scene in this movie. But yes, all in all, it's my least favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. So then let's move on to number 12, which is The World's Strongest. I actually like this movie, but the only reason it's ranked so low is that I simply like the others more. So in this movie, this guy is revived by the Dragon Balls by one of his henchmen, who's named Dr. Wheelo. And Dr. Wheelo basically wants the body of the strongest person alive, which at his time was Master Roshi. But now it is Goku, so he tries to snatch Goku's body and kidnaps his friends for this. And yeah, that's basically the plot. There's not a lot negative about this movie and also not a lot of positives. It's just like an average movie, but it's fun to watch and I really enjoyed it. And coming in at number 11 we have the Dead Zone movie. So in summary, this movie is about Garlic Jr., who is a son of a former rival of Kami, who wanted to be Guardian of the Earth, and now Garlic Jr. wants his revenge. I really like this movie, and this movie has also some very well choreographed fighting scenes. But all in all, I just like the other movies more. It's a really good movie, but I don't know, I'm more the DBZ guy, so I like the action-packed transforming movies a lot more. But yeah, nonetheless, this is a really great movie with some really awesome scenes. Moving on to number 10, we have The Tree of Might. So, in summary, this movie is about Turles, a space pirate who comes with his crew to the Earth and plants the Tree of Might, who basically absorbs all of the energy of Earth in order to create these fruits, which someone can eat and get very strong. So this movie has a lot of great scenes. It has another spirit bomb, it has Gohan turning into a great ape, and it also has all of the original Z fighters fighting together, which I really enjoyed. Also, Turles was a freaking cool villain. He was like the original Goku Black. He is kind of a what if scenario if Goku turned out to be an evil Saiyan, and what would have happened if Goku didn't hit his head as a kid. A quick disclaimer, I love the original Dragon Ball Z movies, so you're not gonna hear a lot of negativity from me. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Coming in at number 9, we have the Dragon Fist movie. First of all, I adore Tapion. He is a very awesome character, and also his ocarina theme is freaking amazing. So yeah, let's get to the plot. This movie is about a guy named Hoi, who comes with a little music box to Earth and wants the Z Fighters to open it for him. So they call Shenron, open it, and the box releases Tapion. So yeah, then Tapion comes out, acts kind of ungrateful and like an asshole, and we learn that this is only because he has one half of Hirudegan sealed in him, and then the two halves get together, the Z Fighters fought Hirudegan, so not really much of a plot, but more of fighting in this movie. But we also get the backstory of Tapion, which is kind of heartwarming actually, and I don't know, I just find it really cool. And in this movie we also get one of my favorite scenes in the entire Dragon Ball Z franchise, which is Super Saiyan 3 Goku performing the Dragon Fist, the Ryokan. And I absolutely love this moment. This is one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z moments of all time. So yeah, we also get all of the Z fighters fighting again, which is really cool. And yeah, not really much more to say about this movie. Coming in at number 8, we have Broly's return. So yeah, I'm a huge sucker for Broly. I really loved the first Broly movie, and the second coming I also really loved. I mean, they kind of dumped down Broly a bit, like his only dialogue in this movie is basically screaming Kakarot. And he also thinks that Goten is Goku somehow. Yeah. So the plot is, we learn that Broly survived the fight against Goku in the first movie, and got into a spaceship and came to Earth, where he froze and survived until the present day, which is like set right before the Buu saga. And yes, Goten's crying awakes him from his slumber. Then he proceeds to try to murder him and Trunks. Then Gohan comes and steps up, and they fight, and then we get another really awesome scene, which is the family Kamehameha. So this movie, in my opinion, is a little bit boring in the beginning, but then gets better as soon as Broly shows up, because, I mean, it's freaking Broly, man. He's just awesome. The fight Broly versus Gohan is also pretty well done, and yes, the freaking family Kamehameha, it's just an amazing scene, and once again, I really think this is one of the best scenes in freaking Dragon Ball history. It's awesome, and I just can't, man, it's just freaking awesome. Just watch it, man. It's just a gorgeous moment. But a big negative about this movie is that they didn't include Piccolo or Vegeta, which is kind of stupid, because I mean, they should have sensed that Broly was on Earth and they didn't show up to fight him, which kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, even Krillin showed up. Yeah, so let's move on to the next movie. So at number 7 we have the Super Android 13 movie. So the plot is, Dr. Gero's computer, who continued to work after Dr. Gero's death, creates 3 more androids who come after Goku, Trunks and Vegeta's asses. Basically just after Goku's ass, but Trunks and Vegeta stick along, so they get dragged into the fight, and yeah, it's an awesome movie. Once again, I love the movies where all of the Z fighters fight together, and here we basically have Trunks, Vegeta and Goku fighting together, which is awesome. And all of the 3 being Super Saiyans at this time is just awesome. I don't know what else to say, man. It's not really a deep movie in terms of storyline, but the fight is cool, and also Super Android 13 is a really cool villain. And yes, also get a scene of Goku getting punched in the groin, which is pretty funny in my opinion. I mean, he basically just punches the Super Saiyan out of him, which should tell you how hot this punch is. And also the finale, where Goku absorbs the Spirit Bomb into his Super Saiyan form and then just one-shots Android 13, is a really amazing scene. And I think I'm repeating myself, but I think this is one of the greatest scenes in Dragon Ball history. So at number 6 we have the movie Cooler's Revenge. This movie introduces one of my favorite characters in the entire franchise, which is Cooler. Cooler, who is Frieza's brother, is introduced in this movie. So as we learn that, Cooler saw how Goku was sent to Earth, but decided not to shoot him because he said that Frieza should take responsibility for his own mistakes. Which we learn, I mean, we basically know that he in the end did, because he died at the hands of this very Saiyan who was sent to Earth. But contradictory to the title of this movie, Cooler does not come to Earth for revenge. He comes to Earth to find the guy who beat his brother and kind of prove that he is the strongest in the universe. Which does not work out, since Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan and just kicks his ass. So this is one of those movies where I think it's a bit, I wouldn't say boring, but a little hard in the beginning, but it gets better as the movie went on, since we get Goku fighting these knockoff Ginyu Force guys, which are the Cooler Armored Squadron. And then we get Cooler's introduction, and we got also Piccolo fighting. And this movie is really cool. I once again think I'm repeating myself, but yeah, I just love these movies. I can't really say much negative about them. Also, the finishing scene in this movie is also really great, since we get a awesome Goku transformation into a Super Saiyan where he like heals a little hurt bird, then transforms into the Super Saiyan and then just beats the living shit out of Cooler, who then tries to blow up Earth, but Goku just shoots a Kamehameha and fires him into the sun, which he survives, but we'll get to that later. At number 5, we have Fusion Reborn. So in this movie, we get this guy transforming into Janemba because he like slacked at work and one of those soul cleaning machines exploded, and so all of the evil energy was absorbed by him. And then he like flipped the other world upside down, the dead were alive again, and he caused a lot of mischief in the other world. And then Goku and Pikkon, with Goku being dead at this point, they come to fight this guy, and yeah, that's basically just the plot of the movie. They just fight this guy, and we also get to see a fusion of Goku and Vegeta using the fusion dance, which I like freaking adore. It is so awesome to see these two work together and fuse, which we also see in the Buu arc, but here it's just done a little different. But I also think it is really good done in this movie, because for the first time we see Goku and Vegeta like acting like friends, and also Goku calls Vegeta his friend the first time in this movie. And yeah, we have an awesome villain, Janemba, who has like all of these awesome techniques, and they are like reality warping techniques and teleportation and all of this. This is just amazing. And it also introduced the freaking GOAT, freaking Gogeta, for the first time, with him just being that badass. Dude, you know, like Vegito in the anime was like playing around and cocky, but Gogeta just was like, no man, fuck this guy. I'm just gonna murder him, dude. He just obliterated him in seconds. This was a very badass scene. So yeah, not a lot more to say about this movie. It's awesome. That's it. So coming in at number 4, we have BoJack Unbound, also known as Super Saiyan Son Gohan. So this movie plays out after the Cell games, where after King Kai's planet was blown up, the seal was broken, which released this guy named BoJack, who comes to Earth to conquer it, but then Gohan and his friends step up because Goku is dead. And yeah, that's basically the plot. And we once again get all of the Z fighters fighting, which is just a factor that I really adore, because we even get Tien and Yamcha, who, I mean, they get beaten pretty quickly, but man, at least they appear. And also we get Future Trunks with the most badass look he ever has in freaking Dragon Ball. We also get Vegeta and another Super Saiyan Gohan transformation, which is also done pretty awesome. And also Goku like stepping up to tell Gohan that he should act like mature and that he should protect the Earth, which is also really cool. We also get BoJack as the main villain of this movie, who is really cool in my opinion. He's basically like a space pirate, which also he has his crew and they fight all of the Z fighters together, and it's just a Z fighters versus these guys. And I just love these movies, man, where they all fight kind of together. This is amazing. It's an amazing movie. It was also one of my first movies that I ever watched, which maybe have influenced my opinion on this movie because it's so high up, but nonetheless, it's a really great movie, and I would recommend all of you watch it. So now we're in the top 3, and at number 3 we have Cooler's Return. I don't really know if this movie is like a fan favorite, but for me it is definitely, because I really enjoy them going to New Namek. I really enjoy Cooler's freaking return as this metal guy, man. It's awesome. And also we have Vegeta and Goku fighting for the first time alongside each other, which is also a pretty awesome scene, I would say. I think there is also some nostalgia involved why I love this movie so much, because it was like one of the first movies I watched when I was a little kid. But man, it's awesome. We also get the Z fighters fighting again, like Piccolo, Gohan and Krillin. And then we also get to see New Namek, which is pretty cool, I would say. And also like the finishing scene again where Goku and Vegeta like overload this abomination metal cooler and his like big Getty star. Dude, it's an awesome movie, and I just love it. I just grew to love it that much. It's maybe a little biased why it's that high up, but yeah, it's my opinion after all. So coming in at number 2, we have Super Saiyan Son Goku, or also known as Lord Slug. So this movie, this is the first movie I ever watched of Dragon Ball Z. And it just got so stuck on me, dude. This movie, I just love this freaking movie. The villains, the Z fighters, you know, Goku, Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, all of them fighting. Dude, Lord Slug and his guys, dude, they are just awesome. They are just seem like such a menace at the beginning of this movie. You know, we see this guy in his cloak and he just like kills his own man. Dude, I just freaking love this movie. Even in the beginning of the movie, we see this title card which just shows Lord Slug as this giant Namekian, and then a fighter with wings which like represents Goku as a Super Saiyan who's like the savior. Dude, I can't even describe, man. I just freaking love this movie. It's really, with this movie, it's not only nostalgia. I just freaking love this movie. The atmosphere, the fight of Goku against like Lord Slug, dude, it's awesome. It's just so awesome. I just freaking love every second of this movie. Like some movies, I would say they are like at some parts a little boring, but dude, this movie from beginning to end, dude, I just enjoyed it. It's freaking gorgeous. It's a freaking masterpiece in my opinion. A lot of you may disagree with me, but dude, this movie is awesome. Also, the scene where freaking Goku transforms into this false Super Saiyan, people call it nowadays, but basically back then this was like a representation of a Super Saiyan, you know, because you can like watch our false Super Saiyan explained video for this. But dude, this movie, so many awesome scenes. Like also where Piccolo gave Goku his energy and then he did a Kaioken and you can see Piccolo above Goku. Dude, this is amazing. Amazing. I love this movie. I don't care what anyone else says. This movie for me is a masterpiece, and that's why it's coming in at number 2. So coming in at number 1, I think you all saw it coming by now. Once again, I'm a huge sucker for freaking Broly. That's why number 1 is the legendary Super Saiyan, the one and only. So in terms of plot, in this movie we get this guy named Paragus who like says to Vegeta that he like should be the new king of their new Saiyan empire, and he basically baits him because he wants to kill him because there's a comet coming which will hit this new planet Vegeta. But his son is the freaking legendary Super Saiyan who like beats the ever-living shit out of the Z fighters. And yeah, the main factor why I love this movie so much and why it's number 1 is just freaking Broly, man. Dude, Broly is like one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball, and I know a lot of people say, oh, but Broly, he's just like this stupid dumb guy who just wants to beat up people, but I mean, that is what I think makes him awesome. He is the legendary Super Saiyan, man. He is like a murderer. He's a lunatic. He's a psycho, man. And I just love it. I love this portrayal of him. I love the voice acting for him in all versions. His voice acting is like top notch. He's just like this unstoppable force, dude. He is amazing. I just love freaking Broly, man. A lot of people I see like the new version of him better, this Dragon Ball Super version, but I totally disagree, man. I mean, the Super version is like okay, but man, it just does not capture what Broly was about. He was just this lunatic, man. He was this psycho who just wanted to murder people. He just wanted to destroy. He just destroyed a planet in a blink of an eye. He just destroyed a freaking galaxy. He just had this bloodlust, man. I really can't talk enough about why I freaking love Broly and why I think his portrayal was so awesome in this movie. In the second movie, I thought it was a bit disappointing because he was like a little toned down. But in this movie, man, you like had this guy who basically just was the freaking legendary Super Saiyan, and he like beat the asses of the Z fighters so bad, man, so bad. And yeah, enough of me telling you how much I love Broly. This movie also, once again, has the freaking Z fighters fighting together, which I always really enjoy. I'm repeating myself here over and over again, but here we have basically like 4 Super Saiyans and a Super Namekian, and even Master Roshi fighting against this freaking Hulk berserker lunatic freaking muscle mountain guy. Dude, it's just an awesome movie. It's just like the best Dragon Ball Z movie, man, in my opinion. But what is disappointing about this movie, in my opinion, is like the ending, because I think that this ending really is a little undeserving of Broly. I mean, he was like such a huge menace. I think that the Super Android 13 ending, where Goku absorbs the Spirit Bomb, would have fit much better if they used it against Broly. But I guess they kind of did it already and didn't want to repeat themselves. But I mean, nonetheless, it's a amazing scene where he defeats Broly and like it flashes back to them being babies. And yes, it's a pretty awesome move, which is why it is my number 1. So yeah, that was my list. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you agree or disagree. I think like most of you will disagree with me, but anyways, let me know in the comments below. And as always, see you in the next Dragon Ball video.